There was once a young boy named Aryan who lived in a peaceful village surrounded by a vast and mysterious forest. The villagers often spoke in hushed tones about a deep, dark cave hidden in the heart of the jungle. Legend said that a fearsome lion resided inside, a beast so terrifying that even the bravest warriors of the village dared not go near it. Despite his small stature, Aryan dreamed of being courageous and strong. Yet he was haunted by fear, fear of the unknown, fear of failure, and fear of what others thought. The stories of the lion became more than just words. They became a symbol of all his doubts and insecurities. One day Aryan sat by the river, lost in thought. An old wise man, who had observed the boy's troubled expression, approached him. "What troubles you, young one?" the wise man asked. Aryan hesitated before finally speaking his heart. "I want to be brave, but I feel weak. The lion in the cave, I can't stop thinking about it. It feels like it controls me, even though I have never even seen it." The wise man smiled knowingly. "Then you must face it," he said. Aryan's eyes widened. "Face it? But what if the lion is real? What if I am not strong enough?" The old man placed a gentle hand on Aryan's shoulder and said, "Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to move forward despite it. Fear is like a shadow. It grows bigger when you run from it. But when you step into the light, it disappears. The only way to conquer the lion is to face it." The journey into the unknown. With these words echoing in his mind, Aryan made his decision. He would face the lion. As he stepped into the jungle, every rustling leaf, every distant growl sent shivers down his spine. His heart pounded like a drum, but he reminded himself of the wise man's words. "Fear is only powerful if I let it be." After hours of walking, he reached the entrance of the cave. It loomed before him like a dark, gaping mouth. His legs trembled, his mind screamed for him to turn back. But he didn't. Taking a deep breath, he stepped inside. The cave was damp, and the silence was deafening. With every step forward, his fear grew stronger, until he finally heard it. A low, deep breathing sound echoed through the cave. The lion! Aryan's heart pounded. His hands trembled. Every instinct told him to run. But instead, he took another step forward. And then he saw it. But to his shock, there was no mighty, monstrous lion waiting to attack him. Instead, he found a frail, old creature with dull eyes and weak limbs. The lion, the very thing he had feared for so long, was not terrifying at all. It was not a beast of strength. It was a creature of illusion. The stories, the fears, the doubts, they had made it seem bigger than it was. In reality, it had only survived on the fear of those who never dared to face it. Aryan laughed, a deep, relieved laugh. He realized then that most fears are like this lion, powerful only in our minds but weak in reality. The triumph over fear. With newfound courage, Aryan walked out of the cave, stronger than ever before. He had not only faced his fear, he had conquered it. When he returned to the village, people gathered around him, expecting tales of a terrifying battle. But Aryan simply smiled and said, "The greatest enemy we ever face is the one in our minds. The moment we stop running, fear loses its power." From that day forward, Aryan was no longer controlled by fear. He became a symbol of courage for the entire village, reminding everyone that the only way to defeat fear is to face it. The moral of the story: fear is like a shadow. It grows larger the more you run from it. But when you face it, you realize it was never as powerful as you imagined. True courage isn't about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite your fears. So whatever fear is holding you back today, step into the cave. The lion inside is not as powerful as you think. And if this story inspired you, make sure to like this post to spread the motivation. Share it with someone who needs this message today. Subscribe for more powerful stories that will change your life. Face your fears. Step into the cave. Find the lion within you. Roar fire.